Hey guys, Jenna here. Welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of tiny and unique homes. This week we're once again heading to Acony tiny house community in North Carolina to take a tour of a resident's tiny home. M's tiny house was custom built to fit her love of cooking, passion for art, and her preference for no lofts. And adjacent to her tiny home, M has a mini pottery studio. We're gonna take a tour of both and learn why M loves the tiny lifestyle. If you like these kind of videos, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell so that you get a notification every time I post a new video. All right, let's take a tour.
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, my name is M, and this is my treehouse. Before this tiny house, I lived in my big house, which I refer to now. What inspired me to live in a tiny house was just the fact that I can live small. I always have, so it wasn't a big step for me. But there are no available apartments in the area that I could pay the amount that I pay to be here on the rent that I pay here, and to live in a home that I designed and made exactly the way I want it to be. So it was more of an affordability thing. I have been in Acony since it opened. I think I was like the 5th house that rolled in here when it was dirt and no landscaping. And I've been here ever since. This is the first place I lived with this house also. Every day I am teaching art with M School of Art, which is my own art school that I started. And I'm also a potter. So dancing potter is how I make money through my art. I had to have a whole separate shed to hold my pottery studio. So I made it work with what I have. My house is 8.5 feet wide by 30 feet long, and the interior square footage is about 220 square feet. This house was built by Brevard Tiny House Company. It cost $66,000 to build. It sounds like a lot to some people, but I paid 3 people to work on it for 4 months, and they did a way better job than I would have if I tried to build it myself. Welcome to the treehouse. So this is my kitchen, and it was the priority in the build. So I have a full oven. It's actually a double oven, which is very exciting. I like to bake. And I have storage for everything that I use. That is not something I skimped on at all. And I did not get rid of anything from my kitchen. And my KitchenAid mixer lives on the counter all the time. So she's the diva. She gets the special spot. I have all drawers in the kitchen so that it could fit in this tiny little galley. And one of my favorite drawers is my spice drawer. And this kitchen is all IKEA cabinets and drawers and fixtures. One of my favorite things is my dishwasher, which is a drawer dishwasher. It was a splurge item, but it was definitely worth it. So there's a couple of hatches in the floor, so all the strange things that you don't need to get to every day live in there. I have all of my dishes out on an open shelf because I collect people's pottery. I make pottery myself, and it's nice to see everything. And I just have an apartment-sized fridge with the freezer on the bottom. I was not going to do a dorm fridge. I wanted to have ice cream and normal storage. So those are the big major things that I love about my kitchen. And I cook all the time, and I feed my neighbors all the time. So hopefully I'm putting it to good use. We'll go to the living room next. So I have these 2 pieces that can actually come down if I ever want to take them down, but honestly they've never come down since I moved in. But this is where I eat. I have people come and hang out with me, and we have the stools here to sit. I have a huge window to look out on the creek, which has been wonderful and has inspired a ton of art that I've made, drawings and paintings to look at, you know, all the trees and nature and all that. So it's like the Nature Channel, Discovery Channel outside every day. I actually was not going to have such an open layout. I was going to have a big couch in here. And when I first got here and the building was empty, I was like, nope, that couch is not going to fit. And so now I have a simple chair. I can bring in other chairs when people come to visit. So it's very adaptable for whatever I want to do. My space is big enough to do yoga, which is awesome, or to stretch, or sometimes people come over and we hang out on the floor. Clearly you can see there's a ton of art all over the walls, and that was another priority of mine. Have as much space as possible for art, and art that I've created, art that I have kept from other artists. One of the rules I had for myself to keep the art was I needed to know who made it or have a story about it. So that's how all of these things got to come into my tiny house. I have a mini split for heating and air conditioning, which is awesome for tiny houses. It pretty much does everything I need it to do. And my hallway is full of art. I've got friends and family art. I've got art that I'm selling everywhere. It's all over. My bathroom, it's bigger than most tiny house bathrooms. I just needed to be able to like wash my hair in the shower without having to bring my elbows in. So they found me a really cool corner unit, and I hate shower curtains. And so they found me one that had glass doors. So that was pretty cool. My builders did a great job with that. I have the tiniest toilet ever, but it was all that we could get to fit in there. Of course, I have storage in the cabinet here underneath the sink, and that's wonderful. We couldn't put a mirror on the wall because I wanted a window in here, and it worked out because I can brush my teeth and watch the animals in the creek. So it's much more exciting. But they did find me this beautiful vanity that has lots of storage in it. So this is where all the bathroom storage is. And then I have a washer and dryer. I decided to get 2 separate units. I didn't want the all-in-one because I've heard stories that they're hard to maintain. They break down when they're working, they're great. And I was like, nope, not messing with that. So I designed this space in the bathroom, kind of got this big because of the washer and dryer, but it has been perfect. So I have no complaints about that at all. The bedroom is just a few steps up. I decided I'm not climbing a ladder and I'm very happy for that. It is nice to be able to stand up in my bedroom. So I have a taller bed than most because I have lots of bins underneath there with all of my sewing and my painting and my costuming and all those good things. So that was nice to be able to find a bed frame that was taller. I also wanted to have a closet. I like the cubbies and not a dresser, so I wasn't concerned about whether a dresser type drawer thing could fit in here. They're very deep shelves because they're basically the length of the washer and dryer. And so the back of the shelves are seasonal clothes that I'm not using, and then I rotate them when I need to. Okay, that was the interior. Let's take a look around the outside. So I have a pottery studio that I am building, and it's under construction right now, the outdoor space for it. So I'll take you through the construction and then we'll go see the studio. This space is going to be for fun and, you know, just to have a nice outdoor space, but I'm gonna have my pottery kilns out here. They needed a space that was covered. And then I'll have pottery wheels and work tables so I can have people come and do classes with me. My work is done in here. I am the dancing potter, and this is my studio. Welcome to the Dancing Potter Studio. I am a hand builder. I work mostly with a rolling pin, rolling out clay. I'm primarily a raku artist. That's a very different firing process than what we do for functional work. I work mostly on this table. I also have pottery wheels because I do make mugs. People love to have mugs, and I have a couple pottery wheels underneath the table. I just roll them out and work with them. And then this is my glazing area. So I have all my chemicals to mix my own glazes. I have all my bins of glazes. Currently the kiln lives somewhere else, so as soon as this build is finished, I'll be able to bring it here and then I won't have to travel with my work. Everybody always wonders what the weird pile of goo is. I'm recycling clay right now, so it's very, very wet and squishy, and so I've laid it out to dry a little bit. It's wonderful to have all these windows in here. Clearly I'm influenced by nature. I do lots of work with trees and leaves and the moon and the sun and rocks and all that stuff, so it's nice to be surrounded with that as I work. And my poor neighbors at night probably watch me dancing in here. When I'm working, I always have music going. There's a reason why I'm called the dancing potter. So yeah, I probably should pull the shades down, but they get a free show, I guess. All right, I'm gonna take you around the outside of the house so you can see what I've got going on. So we are able to do any kind of landscaping that we want for the most part. So these little sticks are actually the tomato stakes from this property. It used to be a tomato farm, and so I cut them down and made a fun border. I get to live by two different creeks. This is Goldmine Creek and this is Boylston Creek. The groundhog, if he wasn't shy, might come up and visit us. When it's warm, I love sitting here. I can watch the creek and listen to the birds. This was especially nice during the pandemic to have an outdoor space to invite friends over, and we all felt safe hanging out with each other here. So this is the garage. This is the space that's underneath my bedroom, and it is anything you would put in a garage. So it's tools and camping gear. It goes all the way across the whole bit of the building, and the water heater's in there as well. So it's wonderful. When it's not packed with stuff, I can actually crawl in it to organize things. So it's really nice. I have a lot of storage, probably have way too many things for owning a tiny house. I have a rain barrel. I thought it was going to be to water my plants, but it rains so much here that's not really necessary for that. But I do collect rainwater, and then if our well ever goes out or electricity goes out, then I'll invite people over here to get water to flush their toilets. So kind of a weird thing, but that's what it's become used for at this point. And then I have a fire pit here, and get to look out over this beautiful creek and have people over to sit around the fire and enjoy nature. I want to continue living this way, and I feel like more people need to see how we live. We're just people that are living like normal. We are a normal neighborhood. We live just like everyone else. We're working, we have families. I just want people to support the way we live and not think of us as being RVs that are pulling in and out all the time. We just want to be in this community, and we want to live in a more sustainable and affordable way. Right now, I am happy as a clam, just digging in and enjoying this space that I've got here.
Thanks for watching this week's video. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another tiny or unique home tour. And if you'd like to see an overview of the Acony Bell tiny house community, I have a video for you. Make sure that you check that out via the link in the description.